Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and I got a chance to drive my Traxxas Revo 3.3 at the track. It's like a BMX dirt track, kind of my favorite place to bring nitros because there's never anybody there. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and it's not even really that great as a BMX park because the dirt is really rocky. If you crash there, I think you get pretty messed up. So not a lot of BMXers or bicyclists there. So it makes for a really nice spot to do some bashing. Just want to share my thoughts as well as share some running footage. So I did actually do the break-in, obviously, and then I brought it out again and had a heck of a time getting this thing tuned, the tuning needles and all that stuff. Just couldn't get to really run right. Finally changed out the plug. So the manual actually says to switch out the glow plug after you do the break-in. Probably a good idea because mine was pretty fouled, I guess. One thing I would note is that the air filter seems to have a crap ton of oil on it, so that's probably because no one ever oils it. You know, they're typical purchaser. So they over oil, in my opinion. I think you get a ton of oil into the engine, and so it does tend to foul the plug that way as well. But anyways, I spent basically like an hour getting this thing tuned before I could finally get it running halfway decently with the new glow plug. Finally figured that out, and so yeah, I wanted to share my thoughts. So first off, this truck is pretty fun. It definitely handles quite well. It's not so high center of gravity like most monster trucks. I think that's really what they were going for with the Revo, trying to get as much weight down low, get to handle a lot more like a truggy. I guess it's technically a monster truck, but it drives a lot closer to a truggy. It's really low center of gravity, engine, shocks, everything's way down low. I mean, even they tilt the engine towards the middle, kind of get everything way down low. I mean, everything's kind of like almost in line with the axles and the differential. So that was pretty cool. Not super fast, I gotta say. The 3.3 motor, definitely down in power to my Savage 4.6. Obviously, it's a much smaller motor, but yeah, the Savage has more torque. This thing, drives pretty well. This track, really, you can't make the jumps unless you've got at least like 4S or 6S power, and nitro powered vehicles, closer kind of like between 3S and 4S in my opinion in terms of power. So yeah, really hard to clear the jumps. You'll see me do a bunch of tumbles because I just can't quite clear some of the jumps. Did handle a couple of them a few times, but yeah, overall, yeah, it is very difficult to make most of the jumps even on full throttle, even if you line everything up perfectly and get max speed, but still difficult. Tires are actually pretty good. Work well on pavement, actually halfway decent in the dirt. So on this surface, I was a little bit surprised because it actually did get a decent amount of traction. I've brought the Savage and other vehicles out there, and these were actually halfway decent. Probably maybe even similar to the sledge tires, the sledgehammer tires. Actually not that bad. So yeah, anyways, suspension's quite plush. Definitely something you could stiffen up if you want. They do kind of have this set up kind of high out of the box. Now I understand why, because the suspension is quite soft. I think you could go with stiffer springs or maybe the more progressive rocker arms or something like that. We'll see. No real issues, I guess. Nothing broke. Oh, the body clips are terrible on these things. It's been a while since I had to use Traxxas body clips, and I forgot what they were like because all the new vehicles have that clipless snap-in bodies, but this still has the body clips, of course. They are terrible. They've been like pretty much on every crash, so well worth it, I think, to get some thicker body clips, maybe from a different manufacturer. Body's also getting a little bit smashed in on the rear. It is, I think, a PVC body, so not really that durable. We'll see how it holds up, but I probably will also pick up a Pro Graphics body, which is made out of Lexan. Paint one of those up. I'm not sure they're actually more durable, but we'll see. I do like the styling of the Revo body and the paint scheme. Other than that, yeah, not much to say. 2-speed worked totally fine. Looks like my spur might be getting a little chewed up there. We'll see. But yeah, truck was pretty good overall once I got the tuning down, once I changed out the glow plug. I did notice kind of a high idle. So I was watching some of the JQ racing videos. He kind of shows, when you do full throttle and then let off, it should drop down to idle pretty quickly. This kind of stays at a high idle. And he says that's typically due to a lean high-speed needle, but I did mess around with the high-speed needle. Can't really lower it that much more. I did notice this little protector is all beat up. So we'll see. I'm not sure what else, if there's much more I can do there. But anyways, check out this running footage. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon, and thanks for watching. Okay, just changed the plug, driving a lot better. This thing's a little bit hard to tune. Not 100% like. Yeah. Oh, it's still on the speed, of course. Whoops.